You have to grow. You have to progress incrementally. And nobody walks out there doing full pulls. I don't give a fuck who you are, who'd you learn from. I'm the best, and my students don't go out there like that. I teach them partials. They got to get their little cookies along the way, and it grows over time their confidence. But when you feel that temptation to just bail on the trade, even when you're in profit, because you can't stand it, you just can't stand it. You don't know what's going to happen. You've lost the plot. You're no longer submitting to the trade idea. So you're in there doing what? Gambling, hoping and praying. Now you're a religious trader. Please let it get there. Who are you talking to? When you're talking to your monitor, who the fuck are you talking to? I don't know who I was talking to, but we're doing it, right? Please just let it get to 1,000. If it gets to 1,000, that'll be enough for me. You know damn well, if it goes to 1,000, you're going to think, shit, it might go to 1,200. But if I get out of 1,200, what if it went to 1,500? And then you're playing a game. Like you're fucking around. And some of you might be laughing your ass off right now because you've been there before, but it really shouldn't be funny. You should identify that moment where you have lost the plot of the trade. And as soon as you start thinking, I needed to do this. I needed to do this. You don't need shit but to get out of the trade. That's what you need to do. Because now you're on a hope and prayer. And hope and prayer, in that setting right there, your prayers are being answered. The price is telling you it's about to go the other direction. And you're not seeing it because you're looking at that profit ticker, the up and down fluctuation of your profitability, hoping that it gets to some random fucking number that has absolutely no reason for price that really reached there. But that's because that's what you want. That's your trophy. That's your cookie. You're reaching into the jar. You're constantly digging down in there feeling for that last cookie. You want that last one. But it's not there. Carl's been there the fucking day before and got that last motherfucker. Sorry. Day late and a cookie short. Your $1,000 profit ain't getting delivered to you. And then what happens? It moves down a little bit and you lower it. Okay. I ain't going to get a full cookie, but there might be a half of that cookie left. You know what it's like when you get in the cookie jar. Some of them break. There ain't none left really, but let me just feel if there's any crumbs down there I can put together and get some kind of a shit out of it. So you start making deals with yourself. If it goes to 750, I'll get out. I promise. Who are you promising? Who are you talking to? You're talking out your ass. Because you're not going to do that if it doesn't. So why are you doing it? You're pantomiming. You're talking out your ass. You're trying to pretend you have, the capability to follow through with a rule when you've already shown that you don't have that already. And you are doing what? You're speaking to a fucking computer screen that cannot hear you. It's not going to reason with you. Price is not going to say, well, you know what? I have been an asshole to you recently, and I've caused a lot of trades not to pay in your favor. So listen, pal, it's no hard feelings. It's nothing personal. I'm going to give you something today. I'll throw you a bone. Here's $1,000. Let's get out your target. It ain't fucking happening like that. So why are you even going through the motions of doing this shit? Talking to the screen. Come on, please. Do this. Get the fuck out of here. You have lost the plot. Now, I have done many times teasingly, either in my recording, sometimes I'll type out, it's teasing me, it won't go down there. And all of a sudden it goes right to my target and then fills me. That's not what I'm saying here. What I'm saying, I know where it's going. It's clearly being illustrated in the chart. I'm not on there saying, please, let this do. I know where it's reaching for. But you as a new student, new trader, you're going to be in a setting where you're in a trade. And it's going to be impossible for you to hold on to it. And I don't know really what goes on that creates that condition. I think it's a matter of lack of experience, not knowing what you're looking for, And usually that creeps into your trading after you had a series of losing trades. So finally, when you get into something and you're impatient because you want that trade to run real quick to your target, and it might not be doing that. And it might be showing you it's actually reversing, but you don't have that perception or skill set because, number one, you're probably in drawdown and everything you're looking at through price is distorted. So you're really not seeing things clearly. So the only thing that's clear to you is you want $1,000 out of that trade. And it's getting real close to flashing on it in your screen saying $1,000. But what you're saying is you're trying to fucking play a video game where you're going to try to time exiting when it gets to $1,000, because it might flash there 1,001 time and you didn't get off there. It could go there, flash one time and never be there, and then you're frustrated. So really what you're doing is you're lying to yourself. You're lying to yourself, you're pantomiming like you know what you're doing, and you're trying to convince yourself with every ounce of your being, because you're talking to yourself. You're literally out of your fucking mind. You're talking to yourself and a computer screen that has no ability to understand or even reason with you. Think about that. It's fucking madness, right? But that's what you're doing. You're doing that. You're fucking talking to an inanimate object, your screen. And you're hoping and praying that it will listen to you. You're praying that that open, high, low, and closed bar is going to favor you and give you what you want. If you are talking to the marketplace like that, and you're literally praying that it does that, you've lost the plot. You have literally lost control of yourself. And the best thing to do is collapse the trade. That's the best thing. And yes, sometimes it'll run and go to your target, but guess what? You were already indicating that you were not willing to stay patient long enough for it to happen. So what are you learning by staying in that environment where you can't submit to it, and now you're begging and praying to the God of your screen to answer your prayer and give you a $1,000 win, or whatever that target would be? Think about it. Staying in that environment is not teaching you anything. It's furthering this pursuit of things that are external instead of internal. You're seeing your body, your mind, give you indications that you are now in a position that's uncomfortable. For trading, you have a model, or you should have a model. And you need to follow that. Stick to the rules. Trust that these rules will guide you, and remove all of the impulsiveness, because the rules say, I do this, I don't do that. I can only trade this pattern and setup in between this time frame, this beginning and ending window. You don't trade 15 hours after that and expect the same type of response in price action. You don't do those things. By recalibrating that impulsiveness, but sticking to your guns, because you know if you keep doing it long enough, eventually you're going to get a result that you're looking for. And then by getting it, you think that's a reward for doing the right thing, when everything you're doing is the wrong thing. You're trading outside of a model. You're trading impulsively. You're impatient. You're not waiting for the setup to form. Because you're having an issue with discipline. You don't want to subscribe to an idea that someone else has walked before you, lays it down in front of you and says, hey, start here, only do these things. And then you fail it. And you fail it again. and you fail it again, multiple times, over and over and over again, and it becomes an arm wrestling match. You want to show the teacher that they don't know you. They don't understand you. You're going to be the exception. You're the one that these models aren't built for. You're going to redefine everything. Yeah, I was me too at 20-some years old. So you can imagine how frustrating it is for me to see, number one, my students do that, but also children that I had high expectations for, that they would see what I'm able to do and they would want to be better than me. Like, I was expecting my kids to say, hey, you know what? I'm going to do it faster and better and more precise than Dad. And here's the playbook. You can do it better than me. You can do it faster than me. You won't do all the things that I hurt myself with. And they aren't driven to do that. Which is, I guess it's proving human nature. Humans by default, we don't like to listen. We don't like to, well, look at the students in this community. I mean, not everyone likes the long drawn out teachings. Get to the point type thing. Because the attention span of a gnat is what social media has cultivated. Nobody has time to learn anything properly. And it's very disheartening to see my willingness to pour myself out even more, because it's my own flesh and blood, and to see this lack, this disregard for the rules that would lead to them doing the very thing that they're looking for. Which now makes me question, is it really the pursuit to do trading? Or is it the pursuit to say, I did something on my own? Which I can respect that. I mean, anybody could respect that, right? I mean, there's a lot of people out there trading, all kinds of stuff. I mean, I don't subscribe to the things that they do, but they're making money with it, so who am I to say it doesn't work, right? And I can understand the passion that would lead one to pursue an endeavor that says, I didn't listen to what you told me to do, and I still was able to do this. Okay, great. But are you seeing the results that would indicate that you're doing the right things and that you should keep doing what you're doing? Or is resetting and resetting and resetting and resetting and spending money, still not listening, still not doing the things that you're supposed to be doing? Is that really the better way of doing it? Is that the best direction? I would argue that it isn't. But I have to hold very loosely these boys of mine. Because if I say the wrong things, I'll turn their interest completely off. And that's what I'm trying to avoid. I'm trying to keep this little ember burning. And hopefully it'll turn into this wildfire that nobody can put out. And they'll be better than I am. When you sit down and you listen to a a child, they say, I don't understand why I can't do it. I don't understand why it's so hard. And then you just gently.
3 hours later.
Fucking hard, because you're all this is you show up, you put the work in, learn. It's not going to be easy. It's going to be fucking hard because you're wrestling yourself. But once you finally get past yourself and get out of your own fucking way, then you'll really start to learn. And you'll see that you've made it much more harder than it needs to be, because it's all basically psychological. You're afraid of losing money. You're afraid of being wrong. You're afraid of failing. You're afraid of your fucking spouse or your coworkers or your family members, your friends, to say, I told you it wasn't going to work. It's all a pipe dream. And some of you deep down inside, listen, folks, listen. It's going to get so hard that you're going to actually create the environment for that to happen. So that way it's ending all the pain. That short little momentary embarrassment around your family and friends, your coworkers. Yeah, I lost my fucking money. And you're right. It's fucking bullshit. Nobody's making money. It's all fucking fraud. It's a scam. It's all horseshit. Because you don't want to endure. Because it's hard wrestling with that feeling of, what would they think of me if I fail? Fuck that. Why are you even entertaining that shit? Listen, failure is a fucking choice. That's not a guarantee. Failure is a fucking choice. Setbacks, speed bumps, adversities, that's all part of this, like anything else. Anything worth doing is going to be fucking hard. It's going to cost money. It's going to cost time. It's going to cause you to have to put more effort into this than you ever think anything you've ever done.